I finally learned why my childhood bedroom door would unlock itself at exactly 3:17 a.m. Every Tuesday for 6 years between ages 8 and 14, I experienced something so regular yet inexplicable that I eventually stopped mentioning it. Every Tuesday night at precisely 3:17 a.m., the old-fashioned lock on my bedroom door would turn by itself with a soft click. The first time it happened, I bolted upright in bed, heart racing. My door had one of those antique locks with the circular brass knob that rotates to secure a metal bolt into the door frame. I'd gotten into the habit of locking it after my older brothers kept sneaking in to prank me. I'd mentioned the mysterious unlocking to my parents after the first few incidents. Dad checked for loose mechanisms, applied WD-40, and even replaced parts of the lock. Mom suggested it was the house settling or changes in temperature affecting the old hardware. My brothers swore they weren't responsible, which was suspicious coming from the boys who regularly tormented me, but they seemed genuinely puzzled. The unlocking continued with clock-like precision only on Tuesdays, always at 3:17 a.m. I started keeping the log in a spiral notebook, notch conditions, weather, temperature, whether my brothers were home, if I'd locked it tightly or loosely. Nothing correlated. The pattern never changed. I convinced myself the house had a ghost, a very punctual one with an odd fixation on Tuesday. I named him Herbert and eventually became so accustomed to his weekly visits that I groggily acknowledged him when the lock turned. Evening Herbert. When we moved to a new house when I was 14, the phenomenon stopped. I occasionally thought about Herbert over the years, but filed the experience under childhood mysteries and moved on with my wife. Fast forward 15 years. During Thanksgiving dinner at my parents' house, my cousin Emily brought her fiancé Mark to meet the extended family. Separation drifted to childhood memories, and my aunt mentioned how my brothers used to torment me. Remember when they convinced you there was a ghost unlocking your door? She laughed. That wasn't them, I corrected her. That was real. Every Tuesday at 3:17 a.m. for years, we never figured it out. The table went quiet as Mark set down his fork, looking pale. Did you say Tuesday at 3:17 a.m. in the Fisher Street house? He asked. Now was my turn to feel uneasy. How do you know where we lived? Mark looked at Emily, then back at me. I had a paper route as a teenager. Fisher Street was part of my Wednesday morning delivery. I started at 3 a.m. sharp. The puzzle pieces suddenly clicked into place as he continued. There was this mean dog, a German Shepherd, at the corner house that would go crazy barking if I rode my bike past, so I'd park behind your house and cut through your yard instead. There was a loose window latch in your basement. I'd slip in, walk through your house to avoid the dog, and exit your front door. My mother gasped. My father looked somewhere between angry and astonished. You broke into our house? We for years, Dad sputtered. Mark's face flushed deep red. I never took anything or disturbed anything, and I was just a kid trying to avoid that dog. Your house was the perfect shortcut. But why unlock my door? I asked. Mark looked genuinely confused. What? I never went upstairs. Then my brother Michael started laughing uncontrollably. Everyone turned dim. Oh my God, he wheezed between laughs. I completely forgot about that. I rigged your lock, kiddo. He explained that after I started locking my door, he'd installed a small device, something he'd built in his high school engineering class, that would disengage the lock mechanism on a timer. It was his neat revenge for me getting my own room when he still had to share with our other brother. Why only Tuesdays at 3:17? I demanded. Michael smirked. It was supposed to be every night, but I messed up the wiring. It only worked once a week when the timer reset, and 3:17 was just a random time setting. As everyone laughed at this revelation, Mark raised his hand sheepishly. But I did sneak through your house every Wednesday morning around 3:20 for about 6 years. My mother shook her head in disbelief. So one mystery solved, but now we have a whole new one.